I felt less stressed about this trip than any other. I've heard those words from more than one client, and of all the compliments someone could give me, that will always be my favorite. Hi, friend, and welcome to The Magic Between. I'm Christy Bettenhausen, a travel agent with Mickey Travels and earmarked by Disney Diamond Travel Agency. Each week, we'll take a few minutes to slow down and explore the moments that make family vacations and life a little more meaningful. We'll talk about Disney destinations, creating lasting memories, and the little moments that often become the biggest memories, because the memories you'll treasure most can't be found on a map. They're made in the magic between. There are plenty of lovely things a client could say after we plan a vacation together. They could tell me I found the perfect resort. They could be excited that I secured the dining reservation they wanted. They could thank me for watching for a new promotion and saving them money. And please don't misunderstand me. I like hearing those things too. I'm not about to turn down a little appreciation for being awake before the sun to make dining reservations. But when someone tells me they felt less stressed about their vacation than they ever have before, that means something different. And it means I did my job exactly right. One of the families who has said those words to me is about to travel as I'm recording this episode. I've known them for years, and they were Disney people long before they ever hired me. They did their own research. They knew the parks. They planned their own vacations. Back then, there were 6 of them, and Dad coordinated everything for the family. Then the family grew. Children became adults with families of their own. Little ones came along. Great-grandparents joined the adventure. The trips became larger. The plans became more complicated, and keeping track of everything required more time and energy with each vacation. At some point, it simply made sense to hand the planning to me. Now I plan the big multi-generational vacations for the entire family, along with the smaller trips their adult children take with their own families. This particular adventure includes 19 people, multiple Walt Disney World resort stays, and a Disney cruise. 19 people. And if you've ever tried to get even 4 people to agree on where to eat dinner, you already understand that we have moved well beyond a simple family getaway. There are 6 resort rooms, 5 cruise cabins, multiple generations, different needs, and a lot of moving pieces. But when this family leaves for their trip, they won't be carrying the weight of those details with them. I've already carried it. That is what's really happening behind the scenes when a client says, I felt less stressed. The 60-day dining window didn't sneak up on them because it didn't sneak up on me. Before that morning arrived, I already knew which restaurants mattered most to their family, what the little ones needed, and which reservations could disappear within minutes. When the window opened, I was ready. Their dining reservations were secured before most people had finished their first cup of coffee. All 6 resort rooms were booked. Their accounts were linked. Room requests were submitted. 5 cruise cabins were reserved in a row. Transportation was coordinated. Reminders were sent for online check-in and the other time-sensitive tasks that had to be completed by the guests themselves. Each detail may sound small when you hear it on its own, but together they create the mental load of planning a complicated family vacation. Someone has to know when every booking window opens. Someone has to remember which plans depend on another decision being made first. Someone has to keep an eye on deadlines, confirmation numbers, cabin placement, room requests, transportation, and the preferences of 19 different people. And if Dad, now Grandpa, were still carrying all of that, how much of the anticipation leading up to the vacation would be spent managing details instead of simply looking forward to having his family together? That's the part of vacation planning people don't always see. Stress doesn't begin only when something goes wrong. Sometimes it's the steady pressure of knowing there are dozens of things you're supposed to remember and wondering which one you've forgotten. It's opening one more browser tab because you aren't sure whether the advice you just read is still accurate. It's realizing that 3 people in an online group have given you 3 completely different answers. It's trying to make the perfect choice for everyone because this trip matters. It costs a significant amount of money and you want your family to love it. That pressure can quietly steal some of the joy long before the vacation begins. This is why less stressed means so much more to me than a compliment about one perfect reservation. A reservation is one task. Feeling less stressed means the entire experience felt different. It means my clients had somewhere to place the questions, the deadlines, and the decisions. They didn't have to become experts in every part of a Disney vacation before they were allowed to enjoy one. And here's something else that matters: handing me the planning doesn't mean handing over control of your vacation. Some clients want me to take care of nearly everything. They don't want to spend their evenings reading restaurant menus or comparing transportation options. They want to tell me what matters to their family and let me guide the rest. Other clients love doing some of the research themselves. They may want to choose their own dining reservations, explore port adventures, or compare resorts. They don't need me to take those decisions away. They need me to help them narrow the choices, make sure the pieces work together, and keep the important dates from slipping past. There isn't one correct way to use my help. I work the way you work, as much or as little as you want. The goal is not for me to create my version of your vacation. It's to help create your version without requiring you to carry every piece alone. So, what part of planning a vacation do you genuinely enjoy? And what part are you carrying only because you think you're supposed to? That distinction matters. If researching restaurants is part of the fun for you, keep it. If comparing every possible resort makes you want to close your laptop and hide in the nearest blanket fort, give that part to me. We can protect the parts that make you excited and remove the ones that leave you overwhelmed. People sometimes spend hours reading reviews from strangers before they think to call someone who has done this hundreds of times. I understand why. There is so much information available that it can feel as though the answer must be hiding in the next article, video, or comment thread. But more information doesn't always create more confidence. Sometimes it just creates more tabs. I've taken nearly 80 Disney trips myself and planned hundreds more for families. That experience doesn't mean every family should make the same choices I would make. It means I know which questions to ask so we can find the right choices for them. I know that a recommendation that works beautifully for a couple may be completely wrong for a family traveling with small children and great grandparents. I know that the newest resort isn't automatically the best fit. The hardest reservation to get isn't automatically the best meal. And doing more doesn't automatically create a better vacation. Experience helps me separate what is important from what is simply loud. It also means that when plans change, as vacation plans sometimes do, my clients already have someone who knows the trip, understands the options, and can help them decide what comes next. That's what they are leaning on. Not a stranger's opinion, not a generic list, not the belief that they have to figure out everything themselves. Real experience applied to their family. This week, when my clients begin their adventure, Grandpa won't be thinking about whether the 5 cruise cabins are together. Great grandma won't be wondering whether their dining plans were handled. Their adult children won't be sorting through confirmations and trying to determine who was supposed to complete the next task. They'll walk onto the ship, look around at 19 people they love, and feel like they pulled off something pretty extraordinary for their family. And they did. I simply made sure every piece was in place before they arrived. And that is the work I want to do. Not planning a vacation that looks impressive on paper, not squeezing every possible activity into every available minute, not making families feel as though they need a graduate degree in Disney before they can walk through the gates. I want to give them room to be present, room to watch the little ones see Cinderella Castle for the first time, room for the grandparents to notice that everyone they love is gathered around the same dinner table, room for the silly conversations, the unexpected character encounters, and the moments no one could have scheduled in advance. What might become possible on your family's vacation if you weren't using so much of your energy to manage it? That's the real transformation. The planning still happens, the deadlines still exist, the reservations still have to be made, the rooms still have to be coordinated, and all those tiny details still matter. They just don't all have to belong to you. When a client tells me, I felt less stressed about this trip than any other, I don't hear praise for a checklist completed perfectly. I hear that they were able to enjoy their family. I hear that the planning supported the memories instead of getting in the way of them. I hear that while I was quietly taking care of what happened behind the scenes, they had the space to be fully present for what was happening right in front of them. That will always be my favorite compliment. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. If you're dreaming about a Disney destination vacation and you'd like me to help make planning your vacation feel a little more magical, I'd be honored to help. You can learn more and request your complimentary vacation quote at christybettenhausen.com. Until next time, remember, the memories you'll treasure most can't be found on a map. They're made in the magic between. Thanks for listening.